Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I'm your host, Clay Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is Sunday night, December the 14th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. So much to do in this show. The brand new era of the Vancouver Canucks has begun. So I'm going to break down the game. I'm actually going to give you my thoughts on the Quinn Hughes trade. I've not done that on my own channel since the trade actually broke. So I'm going to spend a few minutes on that. And then, of course, talk a bit about my weekend, and then give you lots of time for your questions and your comments. So I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you are, whether you call it you're winding down your weekend or you're starting off your new year. A lot of people in here already. I think people are excited about the game. We're also going to talk about Quinn Hughes' debut in Minnesota. First time ever I think I've watched a Minnesota Wild hockey game from start to end. Well, actually, I didn't even finish it. I only watched the first two periods. Unless they're playing the Vancouver Canucks, obviously. So much to get to, And before we get started, someone left me a comment saying, "Oh, all you do is you fish for donations and subs and whatever." I said, "Yeah. So are you new here?" So right away, nothing is perfect. And part of my wonderful day today was I was on Russell's show with him for the second intermission. So let's give Russell some love. And guess what, you guys? I have two new donation drops. So here's the first one. Shout out to Nothing is Perfect for using his monthly membership message. That was me going down the Costco ramp downtown. And my butt is sticking out. I've explained this many times. Well, I've explained it once before, because if I stood straight up, I was afraid that would be too much weight going, and then I would tip the cart forward, I think was my worry. So that's why I had some of my, does that make sense? I can't remember what I was doing, but, oh no, it was the other way around. I didn't want so much weight falling backwards. So then I was putting my weight forward, but the only way I could do that was by sticking my rather large butt back. So anyway, thank you, Russell. Great job today. 9 hours, double duty. And I was blessed to be on with you for the second intermission. So let's give some love to Russell in the chat. He is doing amazing work. And like I said, I've been a big fan of Russell and everything that he's doing. The Canucks are going to make the playoffs. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming by this morning. Everyone loved having you. Well, I appreciate that. Go Canucks, go. So I love to appear on your show. Ask me anytime. And if I'm watching, I will join. And congratulations to you for another great show. I did say that I had two new donation drops, and guess what? We have not only Russell with his monthly membership message, but we have Jaskrin buying his own franchise membership. So you want to see this one? Okay. Well, you don't get a choice because I'm going to show you. Here is the second donation drop, and if you are faint of heart, please turn away now.
3, 2, 1.
So if you're wondering what the heck that was indeed me during my 24-hour live stream. We raised over $200 in an hour. So that was Sean's fiance Francesca and Jacob's girlfriend Michelle putting full makeup on me. You guys might not ever want to see that one again, but Jaskrin, thank you becoming a franchise member. But we are not done. Swervin Yrvin comes in with a donation. Legendary Swervin Yrvin with the $1 donation. Thank you. Wow, this has been a great start to the show. I guess you guys are excited about this trade or something. So thank you. Let's give some love to Swervin Yrvin in the chat. And then Helen. Oh, wow. We got Harry buying. Harry, I guess, is not on the monthly membership plan because his membership always lapses and then he jumps in here. So we got to consider this a new membership. So this is Harry. Back to Hall of Fame. Now, Harry, you missed the call out for Zoom chats. So I'm going to have to send that to you, which I'm happy to do after the show. So let's give some love to Harry in the chat for buying himself a Hall of Fame membership. So Harry is back to Hall of Fame membership. Thank you. And then Helen, let's give some love to Harry. Then Helen texted me and she flat out said, hey, should I donate to you within YouTube or outside of YouTube? I don't need the recognition, blah, blah, blah. But she does want to become a member so she can get some of the perks. So welcome to franchise membership, Helen. And Helen did request the new Costco trolley donation drop. So thank you once again, Helen, and welcome to franchise membership. And then we have one more, always great to have you. And then we have one more, Swervin Yrvin gifts a membership.
And he got it! Who do you think you are? I am!
So shout out to legendary Swervin Yrvin who gives a membership, and it goes to Van City Nucks. So welcome to membership, Van City Nucks. Welcome to franchise membership. Oh, it looks like he just turns it around. Whoever doesn't like these streams where I acknowledge donations, I acknowledge donations right away because I want you guys to feel like unless I'm in the middle of something, then I know you guys don't ask for it, but and you're patient, you recognize when I'm in the flow of things, but I haven't really said anything of importance yet aside from acknowledging everything. We got Russell coming in with the $2 donation, and he's requesting, you ask, you receive. Thank you, Russell, for the $2 donation. Keep up the great work. I appreciate you. Let's give Russell some love in the chat. Then Ricky, Van City. That's Ricky, right? I can't see the thing. Or is that not Ricky? Van City Nucks, who are you? I know Ricky had a very similar name, but I didn't want to offend you if you're not Ricky. Regardless, Van City Nucks, thank you. You pay it forward. You turn it around. You reciprocate. You, whatever verb you want to use, and you give a franchise membership. That one goes to Sergeant Spud. So welcome, Sergeant Spud. And it is Ricky. And thank you to Ricky for your generosity. Let's give Ricky some love in the chat. I just can't see the avatar. That's why. So thank you, Ricky. I appreciate you. And then Dave Everett drops the hammer with a $5 donation. That slaps. Not a $5 donation. 5 memberships. That's $25 donation. That really slaps.
Hard.
So shout out to Dave Everett for the generosity. Franchise memberships go to Gerby, EJ, D Chana. Remember, these are usernames, not handles. Matt Blom and Sexy Cool Jules Verne. I'm going to take your word on that. So welcome to all of you. You guys are all awesome, and we've off to a wonderful start tonight. Thanks to everyone for your generosity. Let's give some love to Dave and everyone who's been generous already. I know Swervin Yrvin was asking, does Harry's count as an upgrade? No, because he technically at the start of today, he was not a member and now he is. So that to me is a brand new membership. I know if I counted it as an upgrade, then it would trigger a high five, but I might end up doing that anyways later this week because I'm feeling kind of generous. I'm feeling good because you guys are so generous. And speaking of generous, we got legendary Carol Bovenlander who keeps their donation train going. Carol, I'm going to give you this one, even though you might not like it.
3, 2, 1.
Legendary Carol Bovenlander with a $10 donation. Hi, Clay. It was really nice talking to you today. I still wonder if Hughes is going to sign with Minnesota or we just got 4 guys for a rental. Well, Hughes did say, and Jaskrin mentioned it, others have mentioned it, that he did say in his post-game presser, which I'll get to, that he was very open-minded to signing an extension. To considering an extension, but he admitted that he was only being in town for 4 hours. And Canuck Choi, I like that. Canuck Clay, Canuck Choi. Where was the goalie video taken? That was the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto. That was, and I was very bad, although I made the save with that glove. Okay, you guys are awesome. So much generosity to start. I'm going to get into my breakdowns now, and then for the sake of flow, and so I don't annoy all of you, but don't stop being generous. You guys are amazing. I will now acknowledge donations, monthly membership messages, upgrades, all those things in bunches. So I'll wait until the end of a section before I do it. But yeah, you guys are awesome. But before I do that, let's get Calvin Charlie's monthly membership message in for sure.
3, 2, 1.
Calvin uses his monthly membership message for 5 months. Nice win for today. Thanks for the gifted sub. Yeah, whoever gave it to him, maybe it was me or someone else. Regardless, we're happy to have you as a member. And then we ain't done because Yrvin comes in with his monthly membership message. So let's give some love to Yrvin. I kind of cut the dono drop there because he wanted the gecko dance. You get the gecko dance. Thank you for using your monthly membership message. Charlie's wanting to know, I think to upgrade, you have to do it not from a phone. I think you have to do it from a desktop or a laptop, I think. And you just go in. Someone else, tell Charlie how to upgrade. Whoever upgraded before, let him know because I've never upgraded because I don't subscribe to my own channel. And YVR Canucks, $2 donation. Let's give some love right there. $2 for me devouring that pasta. Let's give some love to YVR Canucks fan. Wow, I've gone through all of my dono drops, even the 2 new ones, twice, except for the thumbs up, but you guys see that all the time. Let's go. Let's go. I talk to each other in the chat. I'll get to you in about 20 minutes right now. Yes, Luke in Arizona. I do remember that. But I better get going or else people are going to get mad at me for just only farming for donations and not actually providing you with anything. Let's go. Let's start off by breaking down today's game. Canucks beat the New Jersey Devils 2-1 in what was supposed to be the Hughes Bowl. 70-80 people there to see Quinn take on Luke with Jack watching, and there was no Quinn for obvious reasons. So the first goal, it is a Canucks power play. It is Buium who actually does a bad pass to DeBrusk, but it goes off of the boards. DeBrusk, give and go with Garland. DeBrusk goes in front, corrals the puck. One shot on Markstrom, takes Markstrom off the post, then puts him up above. 1-0 Canucks. Jake DeBrusk, 9th goal of the season on the power play. Again, it starts off with Buium. By the way, should I end my show by saying Buium instead of Booyah? Or is that too easy? Buium off the boards. Maybe that was intentional. DeBrusk, give and go with Garland. DeBrusk goes to the net. Markstrom makes the first save, and DeBrusk puts it over Markstrom. 1-0 Canucks. And then, just 5 minutes later, another Canucks power play. Buium has an assist. Why not get a goal? It's funny. I actually thought that this was Rossi's goal. So then I even tweeted, oh, wow, it was Rossi from Buium with Ohgren drawing the penalty. But Ohgren drawing the penalty was true. And Buium getting a point was true. But he got the goal because Rossi didn't touch this. This is what happens. Garland brings the puck over. This is from Demko, by the way. Demko got an assist. Garland finds Buium in the middle. And then he drags. And then he actually puts it. I don't know if he's trying to hit Besser here, but Besser misses it. And Brendan Dillon actually from a weird angle somehow puts it over Markstrom, and it's 2-0. Buium has a second point of the game. The Canucks have 2 power play goals, and everyone is saying Quinn who instead of Quinn. No one is saying Quinn Hu, and I'll get to that in a second. But yes, a nice play by Buium, heads up play. I think trying to hit Besser or Rossi, but instead he hits Brendan Dillon. So 2 goals for the Canucks in the first. Then the second period, only 1 goal, New Jersey. Beautiful goal, to be honest with you. And it actually starts off with Carlson and Sasson, both on the ice. So technically it's a 5-on-3. Okay, so this is obviously not a good start already. Then even when these two guys trying to make a line change, jumping over, here's the goal scorer, Luke Hughes coming with the boards. It's still 5-on-3. And really, think of it as a 4-on-3. So this is the backhand goal because Mercer backhands it to Bratt, who backhands it to Luke. So with all the line changes and stuff and Garland getting on late for Carlson and Sasson this is Camp now. It came on for Sasson. Way too far behind. It's a 4-on-3. These guys all do a great job of picking up a man, but that leaves Luke Hughes, who risks it past Demko. So no chance for Demko there. So once again, it's because Sasson and Carlson are on the ice. They go to change, try and save 5 feet, but by the time the Devils change too, and just really it was just an unfortunate play. And that's it. That's it for goals. So the good thing there's only 3 goals to go through because you guys had so many donations at the start, which I'm so grateful for, but only 3 goals to visualize. We outshot New Jersey 8-5. We in the first, they outshot us 13-6. And then I didn't know we only got 1 shot in goal. So they outshot us 26-15, and face-offs 52-48, whatever. But look at this, power play. We went 2 for 3 and we killed off all 3 of theirs. More hits, more block shots. So if you are of the ilk of the camp that you want the Canucks to win, tanking be darned, then you must have been very, very happy today. Let's look at the box score. Things that I notice. Ice time. First points. Garland had 2 assists, a quiet 2 assists. Remember, the Canucks only had 2 goals, so he's in on both. DeBrus had a goal. Somehow, in a 2-1 game, still we had guys that were -1, Garland, Kempf, and Ohgren. And then when it comes to time on ice, Garland had 19. Besser just under 19. We had an 18 for Kempf and an 18 for Rossi. So those were your high guys. Carlson was low guy at 7. And then it looks like Sasson just crested 10 minutes. Then it comes to shots. 4 shots for DeBrus, very good. Block shots, 3 for Rossi. Very, very good. No points, but a shot, 3 blocks, and a hit. And then Carlson had 3 hits. Sherwood, of course, had 4. I can always count on that. How was Rossi in the circle today? 60%. Okay, that's pretty good. Then on D, we had Zeev Buium with a goal and an assist. Very good. So 2 points. And then he had 20 minutes of ice time in his debut. Hronek and Pettersson had the lion's share as the top pair. Buium and Myers were the second pair. And the 2 young Swedes were the third pairing. 2 shots for Buium, 1 block and 1 hit. So a nice stats for him. 3 blocks each for Marcus Pettersson, Tyler Myers, and 6 hits for DPD. Very, very impressive. And then Thatcher Demko makes 25 of 26 saves to backstop the team to a victory. You look at the scores from around the league. We win 2-1. Pittsburgh lose for a second straight night. Were they up? Like last night, they gave up 4 goals in the last half of the third period to San Jose, and they lost. I'm just trying to see who. No, today they had to tie. They had to score to tie the game today, but they lose for a second straight night in overtime. We had the Hurricanes beating the Flyers. Minnesota Wild beating Boston. I'll get to that in a second. The Oilers lose to the Canadiens, and then the Kraken lose. So you add it all up. If you're still counting the standings, yes, we are still last by far. We are 1 point with 1 game not in hand. So we are a distant last right now. But if you have hopes of them making the playoffs like Russell does, we are 8 points out of a wild card. So just outside of the 6 that I think is doable. We are 8, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams to pass. So not impossible, but quite improbable. But for today, the Canucks win. Really quickly, I'm going to talk about the Minnesota game, and then I'll get back into the chat for a little bit, acknowledge some donations, talk about Quinn Hughes, and then make sure we get to all of you. So Quinn Hughes makes his debut for the Minnesota Wild. He scores a goal. He was okay. He wasn't great, but I was still, getting used to seeing him in Minnesota Wild green. Plays 27 minutes, 3 shots on goal, no blocks, no hits. So, and 1 goal. So 3 shots, 27 minutes of ice time. Now, Hughes, in his post-game presser, he went for 9 minutes, was very good, very likable, the usual. Touched on a lot of things. Did say he was tired. Did say he was a little bit nervous. And what whirlwind, right? Vancouver to New York, then to Minnesota. Apparently, he put his gear into his brother's car and forgot to get it to go on the plane. So they had to make sure that he had gear for today's game. I was expecting. I watched the first 2 periods, so I wanted to have one of those signature ankle breaking moments in the first period on that power play. He didn't. He actually had a poor power play. He muffed the puck a couple times, failed to keep the puck in, and he admitted he was a little nervous. He was a little tired, but he did say that he loves his new teammates. A lot of skill, a lot of elite players. Hockey town. So I don't get offended when I hear him talk about, he should say that about his new team. He was very, very respectful, said how much he respected Jim Rutherford, Francesco Aquilini, Patrick Alvin, a lot of his best friends are on the Canucks. So he didn't say anything bad about the Vancouver Canucks, but he did say that in the summer, he started to think about his future, and then it was kind of solidified a couple weeks ago. He cited the injuries, and of course, they were never really on track. He saw the direction the team was going, and then he basically started to get the ball rolling, him and his agent, on a move from the Vancouver Canucks. So nothing he said offended me as a Canucks fan, as a Quinn Hughes fan, as someone who's still coming to grips with this trade. But if you have a chance, go check out his full 9-minute presser from the Minnesota Wild. Okay, really quickly, today I'm not going to bore you with my weekend, but today had 5 Zoom chats with Legend Hall of Fame members. So it started off by being on Russell's stream, watching the game, 3 Zoom chats in the afternoon, going to Mass, going out, taking Gail out for dinner, 2 Zoom chats tonight, and then this show tonight. So I'm not trying to say that I'm busier or not busier than the next person. I just want to give you a quick glimpse. And I had wonderful chats today with Lucas, with Shannon, with Carol, with Fangirl, and with Justin. So that was my day in terms of Canucks content, starting off with Russell and ending off with all of you. So while I was blabbing for the last 10 minutes, I'm glad I actually gave you some content, and I'll do more. I'll do more in a sec. We had Calvin Charlie, who gifts a membership. That is awesome. Yeah, Calvin Charlie gifted a membership, but it didn't go to anyone. So that means it doesn't mean that everyone in the chat is a member. What it does mean is not everyone has membership gifting on. So Calvin, I'm not sure what happens. I think I received the $5 donation. Thank you. But I don't know who it goes to. And Sarah is even said she opened hers, but didn't get anything. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, YouTube controls it, not me. But thank you, Calvin, for your generosity. I'm not sure if it ends up getting to someone later. I will try and sort that out when I do my new membership list. And I'll report to you guys tomorrow. D-Lo Fiasco with the $5 donation as well.
And he got it!
$5 donation. I take the trade to finally hear the management team use the phrase rebuild. Deep 26 draft. Losing Hoggy sucks, but we can't have people who don't want to be here. All fair comments, and I'll get to some of those things in my soliloquy in a couple of minutes. Lady Clayla. Very good, very good. It could go to another member who's not on the live stream. Oh, interesting. Or John Cena, because you can't see him. Very good, very good. Yeah, I'll try and figure it out as to why it didn't happen. But thank you, everyone. So Friday night, I recorded a quick 3-minute video, not breaking the news. I'm not an insider, just reacting to the news, but very quickly. Then I went to go visit my goddaughter, and then so I didn't stream Friday night. I think everyone else under the sun did stream Friday night, which they should have. Like that's probably the biggest news since the Pavel Bure trade, or maybe since the Stanley Cup run. Is the top 5 Canucks history news story for sure. And I probably was the only guy who didn't stream about it on Friday night, which I'm fine with. It's kind of one of those weird ones where I think if I didn't do a video right away, I would have probably had some major FOMO. Man, all these guys are getting all these views and all this. They're growing their channels, and here I am sitting in Surrey at my godparents' place, which I mean at my goddaughter's place, which was fine. I had a wonderful visit with them. Then Saturday, I didn't do a stream. I never stream on Saturday, and it was I kind of wanted to prove it to myself that I couldn't. And plus, I was at a wedding all day on Saturday, so. Although I did get home in time to do an 11 o'clocker, but I don't stream on Saturday night. So why would I start now just because it was the biggest trade in Canucks history? Who would do that? And then, so when I was on the stream with Russell this morning, we kind of built it up in a fun way saying, this is the first time that Canuck Clay is sharing his thoughts on the Quinn Hughes trade. Cause truly, when I did my quick 2-minute video on Friday, it was simply who we got. And it wasn't much commentary, nothing about contracts, money, Quinn Hughes, blah, blah, blah. And then I shared, we had a quick 17-minute visit with Russell this morning. That's how long an intermission is, 17 or 18 minutes. And then I knew I had my show tonight. So I'm going to go for the next 5 to 10 minutes, just my thoughts on the Quinn Hughes trade. And then I'll do my mid-show sponsor read. And then I will definitely leave you 20 minutes for all of you. If you saw me on Russell's stream earlier, this is going to be a bit of a repeat, but I said on Russell's stream that 3 things can be true. But now that I've seen Quinn play for Minnesota, now that I've watched the entirety of the Canucks game, of course, and talked to some of my Legends Hall of Fame today, I'm going to say, and Parker, yes, great point, Yrvin. Parker did ask me if I was available for a show. I said, likely not. Then he actually didn't respond to my message, and then he just did the show, which is fine because I wouldn't be able to join him anyways. It was just funny that he didn't acknowledge my message back to him, but it's okay. Parker probably wanted to make sure that he got all his energy for the show, and he did. It was huge. It was one of our, not the biggest, but one of our biggest shows ever, and he doesn't need me, so maybe I can do an exit, a slow exit from Canucks After Dark, and just let Parker. No, I'm just kidding. And to Parker's credit, he could have. Whatever. It's not like these streams massively build audience, at least in subscribers, donos. It might, but Parker could have done it from his own channel, which actually has 5,000 subscribers or 4,000, whatever it is. Good. But he did it from the Canucks After Dark channel, which was quite impressive. All right, let's go. With Quinn Hughes, I think 4 things can be true. Number 1, Canucks management organization did not do enough to keep him. Building the roster, maintaining players, retaining players, whatever it may be. Yes, Quinn Hughes said injuries and the disappointing results were the way he said injuries and the direction. Injuries you can't do anything about. Direction, partly driven by injuries, but I think he's talking bigger picture. Quinn Hughes named it, so it's not like anyone can get mad at me. I'm just repeating what he said. So 4 things can be true. Number 1, yes, that he did not like the direction of the Canucks, the way they're going. The second thing that can be true is he's a winner. He's a competitor, and he wants the best chance to win, and asking for a trade was the best way to do that. That's probably true. We know that's true. The third thing that can be true is we can be happy with the return that we got. We should be happy with the return we got. And it's not just coping. It's not just trying to make us feel better. We got basically 4 first-round picks back. And everyone has already gone through the profile of these guys. I'll do it very quickly, and I can do it now based on the eye test of what I saw today. Zeev Buium, he is the key to the return. 20 years old in only the second year of a 3-year entry-level contract. So we have this guy, we have control for the next 6 seasons with Zeev Buium. Great hockey IQ, great skater, not break your ankle agility type skater, but I saw him make enough smart moves today with his feet and his hands. He's a winner. World Juniors, NCAA. He's a great talker. He's very articulate with the media, and gives thoughtful answers too. And we saw today, he's got a flair for the offense, for the offensive zone. Still want to see more of him on the defensive side, but I saw him lay out to block a shot after he gave the puck away, mind you, but or to poke a puck away. So overall, I don't think it was a perfectly clean game for Buium, but you saw enough to see why he is the centerpiece of the return. Part 2, Marco Rossi. I liked his game today. No points, but he's faster than I thought. He's more defensively responsible than I thought. He's got a great hockey IQ. I saw him keep alive a lot of plays in the offensive zone. And if he is going to be our number 2 guy behind Petey for years to come, he's in the first year of a 3-year contract. And then he's an RFA, right? 3 years ELC, 3-year bridge contract. So technically we can sign him long-term after 2 more years. And then we'd eat up one of his last year as an RFA. So he is under club control, $5 million, by the way. And by the way, Buium is a typical ELC. Yeah, he's making $1 million, which is awesome. So Marco Rossi, if he's our 2C for years to come, fine with that. We know how much the Canucks love this guy. Liam Ohgren, I was a little concerned because he had 0 points in 18 games this year. I remember him. It was Ohgren, it was Ostlund, and it was Lekharmaki. Those were the 3 guys that the Canucks were looking for in the draft a few years ago. We ended up picking Lekharmaki. But Ohgren, I saw enough. I saw grit. I saw hockey sense. I saw a shot. I saw defensive responsibility. He was on the penalty kill, and he is in his second year of his ELC at $900,000. So cheap, right? Rossi's $5 million, Buium's $1 million, Ohgren's under $1 million. So those 3 guys basically add up to Quinn's $7.5 million salary, if you're looking at money. And then of course we get a first round pick, probably going to be in the bottom third of the draft, but at least it's a first round pick. And then you add it to our first rounder and our second rounder. And then we have 3 picks in the top 40 likely for a very strong draft, whether you use them as picks or use them to package for as assets in a trade. So again, it's the equivalent of getting 4 first rounders back. So we can be happy with the return without looking like we're making excuses or trying to make us feel better or coping or however you want to put it. So that's the third thing that can be true. The fourth thing that can be true is, hey, Canucks fans, Rutherford and Yrvin, I think it was Rutherford, used the R word, the term rebuild, in his post in thanking Quinn Hughes and talking about the trade. They used the rebuild word. My question to you is, are you, Canucks fan, and are Canucks fans in general, are they patient enough? Are they knowledgeable enough to recognize that it could be 1, 2, even 3 years of bad hockey, of not making the playoffs, accumulating draft picks, making good, smart moves to actually become a bona fide contender? And again, it could take 2 or 3 years of losing hockey. Are there enough paying customers that will go to Rogers Arena to sit through that? Now, there's a caveat here. And Russ and I talked about this on his show. What happens if the Canucks rattle off 3 or 4 straight wins? What happens if they come back from the road trip at least like 3-1-1 or 4-1, and then they win at home between Christmas and New Year's? What happens if they inch their way towards a wild card spot by the end of December, which could happen, at least closer? Could the Canucks management, I won't say fooled or hoodwinked, but could they pivot from a true rebuild to another retool? Now, I think you and I would agree that's probably the worst thing. It's a little short-sighted, but imagine if the Canucks do rattle off 5 or 6 wins in a row. I'm not saying they will, but imagine if they do. Will that change the way the Canucks are thinking, management's thinking about, and will they backtrack on their rebuild word just 3 weeks after using it for the first time publicly? So we don't have to talk about that today, but those are my thoughts on the Quinn Hughes trade. Is yes, after Brock Besser, he was my favorite player on the Canucks. It's one jersey I always wear. You guys know my flying skate, the 50th anniversary one is the Quinn Hughes one. I had a chance to meet, a couple of people have asked me, have you met him? Yeah, I met him once. Is at one of the golf tournaments, the Milford tournament. And we were actually joking around about sour soothers because we had a bunch of candy, I think, at the station that I was manning, and his eyes lit up. He was like a little kid, and he started to pound back all these sour keys or whatever. And we just talked about his love for sweets. And then I think that was way before, that was like in his rookie year or in his second year. So, not the most profound conversation, but it was a good interaction. I I'm not going to sit here and say that Zeev Buium is the Quinn Hughes replacement. You're never going to replace Quinn Hughes, but you can replace what Quinn Hughes meant to the franchise from a standpoint, the role. Is Zeev Buium going to be a number one, a top pairing guy? Perhaps. Top 4 for sure, maybe top pairing. He's going to be quarterback the first power play and eat up a lot of minutes. And all those things can be true for sure. I'm not saying he's a future captain, but he's 20 years old and he's a very articulate already and he's a winner. Maybe he is a future captain. One thing I'll say about the return, I forgot to say, every single industry insider and a bunch of NHL executives that were interviewed by Pierre LeBrun, not one person has said that the Canucks did poorly on their return. Everyone says that they did well. And even Bill Guerin, if you watch the Minnesota game today, they interviewed him extensively at the start of the second period. And it was interesting. He talked about the machinations of this trade. He basically said his first offer to Jim Rutherford was these 4 assets. And Rutherford did not counter, did not ask for more. But the thought was that was a pretty good haul. If the Canucks did their job, this was probably the best package that they could have got back, given all the teams competing with each other's cap space, prospects, center, defenseman. Canucks got what they wanted: a young defenseman, a young center, and a pick and a prospect. Right? Maybe no other team could offer that. And I'm not going to go through every single team and talk about prospective offers, but we got the sense from Bill Guerin that he made this offer. It was a strong offer, and the Canucks didn't counter, and they took the offer. Quinn Hughes mentioned that he respects Jim Rutherford because they talked about potential destinations. So the Canucks could have traded him to wherever, Seattle or Buffalo, but they didn't. They traded him to a team that can contend this year and next, and that would make Quinn Hughes happy. So Quinn Hughes mentioned that he was very thankful for that because technically the Canucks didn't have to do that. Last thing I'll say. I see a bunch of Minnesota fans already, like all over the map. Some are planning the Stanley Cup parade route. Others are saying, oh man, we gave up a lot for a guy who could be a rental for a year and a half. We don't know that. That's out of our control. We're all going to be following it from here, but really has nothing to do with us anymore. But when you hear Minnesota fans upset about the return, what they gave up, especially upset about Zeev Buium, because of what he might mean to what he could have meant to the future of that club. Does that make you feel at least a little better? Does that make you, again, not coping, but does that make you feel, a bit stronger in your resolve and your belief that maybe our return was good? Okay, so much here to say. And Mark, I only saw this because Yrvin mentioned it. Commenting as a Wild fan. Mark, thank you for being here. What you all need to know is those 2 kids were misused by the Wild. Don't focus too much on stats. Ohgren wasn't given any time with scoring players. No, that's wow. That's pretty good. I appreciate that. Welcome, Mark. Welcome to everyone who's here. 150 people here on YouTube, another 100 on X. Thank you, everyone who's here. But Mark, as a Wild fan, I appreciate that insight for sure. Let me recognize the donations that came in while I was doing that latest 12-minute soliloquy. I'll go to my Mitchell response read, and then we'll jump into all of your comments and questions, and I'll get to as many of them as I can. So I think as I was blabbing, we had Swervin Yrvin donate. So let's give him his favorite donor drop. So $3 donation from Swervin Yrvin says, need to pivot and unite the Buium brothers. I don't even know who brother number 2 is, unless he's older. Let me know in the comments. I apologize for not knowing that, but let's give some love to Swervin Yrvin in the chat. And then we have D'Lo with yet another donation. Pedersen with McKenna on his wing. And then Rossi, Coots, and Ratu down the middle. Can't hate that at all. Even if we don't get McKenna, even if we, I like Pedersen, Rossi, Coots, Ratu as your 4. Sounds a lot better than Kampf, O'Connor, Sasson, and Ratu, which is what we had. And O'Connor played over Ratu today, as Russell made the point in his stream today. How bad is that when a career winger, gets a start in middle at center over someone who's an actual center? Oh, both Buium brothers are older. Gotcha. Okay. Lots to talk about. And I'm going to switch one thing before. No, I'll just show it. Actually, give me 2 seconds. I'll correct it. CCC Monday at 11. Almost done. CCC. Okay, I think I'm good. Just wait till you see the shows this week. All right, friends. Keep the comments coming, but I'll ask you for new comments in a minute or so. Let's start off by thanking my primary sponsor, and that, of course, is Jason Lim of Van City Experts. Thank you to my channel sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts Real Estate. At Van City Experts, their experience, knowledge, and expertise can serve you well in navigating through the real estate market and will help you to choose the best home or condo in the greater Vancouver area that best suits your and your family's needs. Thank you to my secondary sponsors. The first one is Gassy Jack Art, creator of the wonderful artwork you see in my home studio. Support him. Check him out at gassyjackart.com. Thank you to Mulligan Golf Company, mlgngolf.com. Get your golfing apparel and accessories from MLGN, from Mulligan Golf Company. And my supporting sponsor, Vessi Footwear. Use the link, tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off your next purchase of Vessi shoes. Thanks to everyone who's purchased Canuck Clay merch. You can do so at canuckclay.threadless.com. You guys have been so generous tonight, but if you want to keep going, you can subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a donation like so many people have done. You can gift memberships like so many people have done. You can buy your own membership, upgrade your membership, use your monthly membership message like so many people have done. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, you can rate and review. My shows. Okay, this is so much, it covers up the whole bottom of the screen. This week, this is what I'm going to do. Tonight, you're here. CCC, Sunday at 11. I don't list it because that's what we're doing right now. Tomorrow morning, I will do Clay M. That's Clay in the AM at 7:45 a.m. So there's a bunch of stuff I didn't talk about that I saved intentionally for tomorrow. And plus, we spent 15 minutes acknowledging donations. So tomorrow, what I liked, what I didn't like, one other thing, recap of post-game interviews. That's tomorrow morning at 7:45. It's a quick, tight half an hour show. So if you're a morning person or if you just can't get enough of me, that didn't sound right, 7:45 tomorrow morning. Tomorrow night, no Canucks After Dark because Parker has a hockey game. So I will do my own show tomorrow night. It won't be open mic style though. We're going to continue because I think, I know there's no way I'm going to get to everyone's questions tonight. So we might have to overflow to tomorrow. Fine. Tuesday, we will do Canucks After Dark. I just got to confirm the time. Pretty sure it's going to be 10. And then I will do open mic on Tuesday night. So we'll do Canucks After Dark, and then I'll do open mic on Tuesday night. Wednesday morning is another Clay M because the Canucks are playing the Islanders on Tuesday. Lesbo Horvat. Then I have my own shows Wednesday and Thursday night. And then Saturday, I will do a Clay M, but at 9, not at 7:45. My Clay M's on the weekends are a bit later, so I can sleep in by an hour. Sorry, it's the Rangers on Tuesday, and it's the Islanders on Friday. Those are the games we'll be recapping. So basically something every single day. Monday morning, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. Sorry, Wednesday morning, Wednesday night, Thursday night. Nothing on Friday. And then my show on Saturday in the morning. So that's what you can expect. Hope to see you at some or all of those shows. We have one more donation that came in. Let's recognize that right away.
3, 2, 1.
Walla Walla Onions with a $7 donation. Let's give Walla Walla some love. What do you think about this draft? Any guys you want in the top 10, barring we don't get McKenna? Any top prospects you like? I'm going to be very honest. People already know if they're saying, okay, here goes Clay with his excuses. I do not track prospects. I know nothing. Although today I did look up kind of some top 10 rankings from Cam Robertson, elite prospects, from from Craig Button, from McKean's Hockey. I looked up a bunch. So I'm aware of, I'm aware of the defensemen. I'm aware of the other four. I don't even know any of these guys' names. is it like Stenlin and something Berg or something? So I do know that this, and then that U.S. forward as well. So I do, and then that forward from Richmond. I mean, the Chinese defenseman from Richmond. Yeah, really good descriptions. You can tell I really know my stuff here. So I do know that this is a very deep draft, and especially up top. But admittedly, I don't know all the players. That is something I will start, especially if the Canucks continue to be cellar dwellers. I will be learning a lot more about prospects as we go for sure. So sorry, Walla Walla, especially with the $7 donation. I wish I gave you a better answer, but I would just be lying and BSing you, which I don't want to do. And then of course we got Dino with the dono. Shout out to Dino and Mother Mena for the big $28 donation. Appreciate you. Always appreciate your support in the stream to the Vittorio family. So thank you, Dino and Mother Mena. Okay. There are so many comments. So I won't finish. I still want to finish in the next 10, 15 minutes. I won't finish if I start at the start. So I'm going to read comments from here on in. So put your new comments now. I'll do as many as I can, and then we will overflow to tomorrow. I do want to, Mark, as a Minnesota Wild fan, I was very glad to hear what your coach said about them and that they played well today. It should turn out to be a win-win trade. I'll be following the Canucks on the side now. Thank you, Mark. Just as we're going to be following the Wild for sure. Stevenson is a top prospect. Can't wait to see him. I'm not. Do I look that gullible? Actually, don't answer that, Swervin Yrvin. Watch you forever, man. No worries. Glad you're honest. Hey, if it's one thing, it's I'm honest. Well, and good looking. So that's two things. So thank you, Walla Walla. I appreciate you. Okay, I'm going to say right now, I apologize if I don't get to everyone's comments. I try to, but tonight is going to be impossible. So really, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go, this is what I used to do when the streams were big. I'm going to go questions only, or if I see a comment that really sticks out, and don't get offended if I don't show yours. It doesn't mean yours isn't important, but I got to keep the show on the tracks somehow. Who was the first person who told you about the Hughes trade? I think it was Irfan Ghaffar who tweeted, "There it is." And then I opened it and I was already running down to my studio. Jaskrin, I'm proud to admit I saw Quinn. Yes, I saw Quinn's last game as well, Buffalo. What I didn't see is Quinn, the last win he was involved in. Parker saw that on Saturday night was it against Minnesota? Yeah. If we end up tanking, that would mean our new additions would have to struggle. Not a good look. Do we really want that? Great point. I think this team, when healthy, Demko was amazing. PD's coming back. When healthy, I think this team is actually too good to finish in the bottom five, to be honest with you. Pressed with all three. Especially with Buium. I thought they were great. They didn't show any nerves, and I think it's we don't have to talk about who won the trade. It's too easy to say. I think the easiest thing to say would be Minnesota short term, but hopefully us long term. Was at a holiday party last night at a recording studio in San Francisco, live band. Someone had a Wild hoodie. They had good words for the players that the Canucks got. Plus the person works at the studio. Neat. Undefeated without Quinn. This was not the trade we wanted, but it's a trade that we needed. I like that. That sounds very philosophical. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I'm glad Mark's here tonight too. Feels like we're in betting 2.0. Oh. Next captain, if you go by the assistants, it would be Besser, Myers, or Petey, right? Yeah, no, I don't think Besser's generational. He's a good player though, and he's very loyal to this market. Bought a Besser black skate. Nice. Style, you are willing to sit through a rebuild. Okay, so you did hear me, the tail end of my soliloquy there. The thought of a top prospect in this year's draft excites me. Totally fair. Should they offer Sheet Bedard? No, not if you're trying to I guess on one hand, if you're trying to rebuild, that's a quick way to rebuild. I don't know though. They rarely work, and then Chicago just might match, right? What is Buium's ceiling? Jake Sanderson? That's a good question. I got to see more of them. I don't know if I'm thinking top pairing or top four, right? First pairing or second pairing. I got to get back to you, Indigo. And it's not me avoiding it. I just don't know yet. We need a top 5 pick. Do you think naming Hughes captain was a mistake? No, not at all. Not at all. I think it was one of the ways you could try and keep him here. Am I going to miss your questions about getting your black skate? No, because I'm just going to give it to you. I'm just kidding. Yeah, ask something else. Generational flow. Sean has calmed down. He was very upset on Friday. Very upset. I'll see if they're around. I'll try and get them on. Yeah, 125 on YouTube. Yeah, it peaked at 150, which is pretty cool. And you guys are being very, we're at 140 once again, which is awesome. You guys are very good to me, and I appreciate you guys. What are 140 people doing at 11 at midnight? Crazy. If Quinn Hughes was comparable to Scott Niedermayer, who would Tom Wielander be a comparable? Again, I got to see more of him, although I've been watching him a lot. Good skater. Is he like, who's a good skater on the right side? I got to think about this one too. Sorry. I should probably be quicker on the draw with these, but I think I need to see more of Wielander for sure. Who's a good right shot skater? He's not Cale Makar. Okay, I got to think about that one. See it? It's brought the trade to me. Nice. When the guys end up getting healthy, the guys will start winning. Hearing Hito might be too far. Interesting. Hey, Adam. I have a funny feeling that Rossi is going to make EP40 look bad. Okay, well, if they're hope as time goes by, Wild and Canucks are no longer rivals. Well, if he pushes EP40, that's a good thing, right? Second Austrian to play for the Canucks. Vanek was the first. Very good. Very good. Next few drafts are deep. I think Besser could be a candidate for captain for sure. You know, it's interesting when you talk about the ethics of this. If he wants to play and he's cleared to play, he will play because that's all he knows. Sorry, that's not all he knows, but that's how he wants to make his livelihood, right? Tom Wielander is akin to Chris Tanev, but Wielander skates much better. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's the best comparable because Tanev was tough. Not saying Wielander isn't, but we know how tough Tanev is. See it as asleep. Were you shocked when Rutherford wrote rebuild? I was very surprised. If EP40 returns, who slots out of the forward group? Well, today there's no Baines. There was no Reichel because he got waived. I think the next man out is maybe, maybe Carlson. Yeah, because you're not going to, that's a good question. DeBrusque, Rossi, Besser, Garland, Kemp, Hoglander, they're all going to be in. Kane, O'Connor, Sherwood. So that top 9 is going to stay. You just bump all the centers down, move O'Connor back to the wing. Yeah, so I think your centers would be PD, Rossi, Kemp, and Sasson. I think you're playing Ohgren. So I think Carlson is the odd man out. Good question. I'll do my prediction on Monday night, Harry. Dave, still being generous. Love it, love it, love it. Former Canucks defenseman Robert Nordmark's son, Marcus, is a top prospect in the 20. Nice. I did not know that. Robert Nordmark. There's a blast from the past. Thank you to Dave. Let's give some love, Dave, in the chat for his generosity. Then we got my friend Ryan BC Beasley coming in with a donation. You have a signed Hughes jersey 2024. Am I rich now? I think you're rich in spirit. That's pretty cool. Thank you, BCBC. Let's give some love to Ryan in the chat. Then we have Luke from Arizona coming with another big dono. I'm giving you 2 stairs. We got that. And then Well, so Luke didn't even ask a hockey question. He actually spent $20 US, mind you, so 28 Canadian, just to request the gritty gift. Thank you, Luke. I appreciate your support. You're awesome. And then D'Lo, once again, another $2 donation. They're going to hire Malhotra, better with the young guns. I don't disagree about the young guns, better with them, but they risked losing him, right, by going with Foot over him right now. Well, you guys, there's so much here, and I gotta go questions only because it's midnight already. I do appreciate all you. How much cap space do we have after the trade? According to Cap Friendly, we have $1.4 million of cap space. 1.4. We saved a little bit. The three guys make less than Hughes. Hey, it's Jason Lim, Van City Experts. So I'm not sure if you heard anything that I talked about earlier. Quinn the Quitter. Could we use Kiefer Sherwood for Kent Johnson and a 2026? I don't think Sherwood gets you both of those players. It's probably one or the other, but I don't think you get both for Sherwood. Because Sherwood has tailed off a little bit. New captain or 3 seasons. I could see them going with no captain for the rest of the season. Buys them more time to actually name one of them. I don't know. Yes, I did see that, Justin, that Garland, talked about, missing Quinn. Then he talked about Demko being good. But yes, that was, these guys, especially like the Americans, Garland, Besser, Demko, all very close to Hughes, right? For sure. Canucks trade big contracts. Fans stop going to games. Aquilini lose money. New owner buys cheap. A pipe dream? I think so. I'm not sure if any of those things are going to happen. Would I do Sherwood and a second? So this is what I'm getting at. It would be Sherwood and a piece for Johnson, not Sherwood for Johnson and a piece. Would I do Sherwood and a second for Johnson? I would. I believe in Kent Johnson. I really do. Yes, and again, 1.4 was the answer. Do we see Buium and Hronek at 1 point? I do. I think for the first game they wanted to shelter him. By the way, Hronek was a beast. I'll talk about that tomorrow morning. But I could see that happening. What is your take on fans turning their back on Quinn after he wanted out? I'll preface this by saying I would never tell a fan how to fan, but I think it's a little misguided. Or no, I shouldn't say that. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I know that I wouldn't do that. I respect he has a choice to go. He gave us 7 seasons, and I think it's more of an indictment on it. It's too bad that we couldn't surround him with better teams. But fans can do whatever they want. They're loyal. They want Buium to already outshine Hughes. Not going to happen. But I might not be cheering for Minnesota, but I have nothing against Quinn. He doesn't owe us anything. I would love for him to finish his career as a Canuck. I really would have. That would have been amazing. And then we wouldn't have anything to worry about for the next 10 years. But so many things happened that led to a different result. 150 people are panicking at midnight that we traded one of the best Canucks of all time. That's true. Where the Canucks will be without Bedard for a while. 50% of Hawks scoring has come from him. Now Hughes and McCarr in the same division as my team. Why Vancouver do you have to do that? Yeah, Hughes is in your division. Hughes, Heiskanen, and McCarr are all in the same division. It is great. Alex Tuck, yeah, he's good. Just trying to look at questions. Would you rather the Minnesota trade or the Caps offer that was rejected? Michael Hudson prospect and 2 firsts. Is that true? Is that like speculation, or is that's a good and 2 firsts Hudson? Connor Michael, I don't know. That's a pretty. I think they're pretty equal. Yeah. If Coots hit, we have strong center depth. Yes. Yeah, the winter close comment was pretty funny. Edison, just ask it. Don't tell me you have a question to ask. Just ask it, and I'll try and get to it. What do you do with Ratu? If we got Pedersen, Rossi, Kemp, Sasson playing center, what is Kemp's contract? Yeah, he's a free agent, right? So I think maybe he could be a healthy scratch too, once in a while. But I think you can still play Ratu or Sasson. And Kemp won't be here after this season. Neither will Bluger. So maybe going forward, it's PD, Rossi, and then Sasson and Ratu until Coots is ready. There we go. Always count on one. All good. All good. I'm not sure if you're new here or you've been here forever, but it's kind of what we do here. But you're certainly welcome to express your opinion. We have enough for an all-Swede top 6. So Lekkerimäki, Höglander, Pedersen, Ohgren. Who am I missing? Swedes only? Swedes only. Höglander, Pedersen, Karlsson, Ohgren, Lekkerimäki. Why did I stop at 5? Pedersen, Ohgren, Lekkerimäki, Höglander, Karlsson. Who am I missing? Who am I missing? It's Puckpedia. What did I say? Oh, I said cap friendly. Actually, I type in Canucks cap friendly and Puckpedia comes up. That's true. With the Canucks trade Reichel back to Chicago for future, can't you just take him? Buium is a stud jersey on the way. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I've seen a few people say this about Buium looking like a young Rick Tocchet. What would Garland fetch as draft picks? He's got that contract that kicks in. So does that bring his... Like, does Garland get you a second? Does he get you a first? I don't know. Oh, I think he meant trading Sherwood and then the Wild's first, flipping it for Johnson. Then no, I would not do that. I'm upset by the number of fans who are hating on Hughes, calling him Quit Hughes. That is disrespectful. Best player. Yep. No problem, Connor. Nice to see you. I agree. This team is not bad enough to tank. There's another quitter Hughes. Last couple of days have been strange. All right, well, I'll get through questions for the last 2 or 3 minutes. Are we seeing a trend where younger U.S. players don't want to commit long term? Well, now it's Matthew Tkachuk. Now it's Quinn Hughes. I think they're just being more bold in their wishes. Maybe. How weird? Why aren't I on the team? Well, because I can't play hockey. How weird will it be when the Canucks play against the Wild at XL on April 2? Do you think Rossi? I don't know about a standing ovation, but I'm sure they'll do some welcome thing up there. Are you 100% confirmed that you're going to the Seattle Kraken game for the second? No, I'm not. I'm not 100% confirmed. Life without Hughes will be weird. Takes a lot to get through, but was for the best if he wanted to leave. Absolutely. BC Beasley asked me a very, very good question. Will I renew season ticket members? Yes, I will. Sean's on the fence, but I know that I will. And maybe I just take over. So there's me and Mike, and then me and Sean. I haven't talked to Mike yet, but I'll be seeing him next week. We in Minnesota, we're excited to draft Zeev as we are now for the trade. He was that well known here. Well, just want to be all in now. Rossi should flourish. Man, Mark, if you keep saying stuff like that, it gets me more excited for sure. Thank you. Washington trade was a rumor. Hey, nice to see you, Kev. Why aren't you on Team Tank yet? I've never been. If people have followed me in 15 years, in 15 years I've been on YouTube, never on Team Tank. I get it. I understand. I understand this is the year to do it. I just think that our roster is too talented to be a bottom 5 once PD's healthy. I really do. Does Hughes go in the rafters or Ring of Honor? Oh, that's a good question. Is 7 years enough? There's no defenseman in the rafters, right? It's Luongo and 5 forwards. How many years was Pavel Bure here with the Canucks? Does 7 years seem short, you guys, to be a retired jersey? And then it didn't demand. Oh, Bure played 7 years here as well. Oh, interesting. Circumstances a little different. He was more adamant about getting himself out of here. Yeah, so maybe he goes in the rafters then. Maybe. Have I heard of Dees from the OHL? I have not. You know, I see the Twitter comments too. Yep, I see this, and I saw Ricardo's as well. I do see it. Yeah. Devils offer Saleyev, Mercer in a first. Okay, that's not enough. Some talk about McKinnon, Stenberg. Yes, that's the name I was looking for. Neil Zaman. Nah, he's like 15th on the depth chart now. Will there be a new goal song? I have no clue. Oh, Oman is the... Gotcha. Oman, you guys are saying, is the 6th forward to make our top 6. Gotcha. Garland for Ostlund. Yeah, I thought I nailed... I thought I said Hoglander, Lekkerimäki, DPD... Sorry. Hoglander, Lekkerimäki, PD, Karlsson, Ohgren, and then I guess number 6 is Oman, right? Not sure who said you were fishing. All I say is thank you for always responding, even when I've never left something in the comments. Oh, no problem. No, I've had, and I get it. Some people come and they just want strict hockey talk, and they don't like my shenanigans of honoring donations or playing dono drops. And some people say that it's too gimmicky or whatever, but I go it the other way. I'm so appreciative because you guys I don't do this for the money, obviously. Otherwise I do way better content. How's that for self-honesty? But I do like to recognize and have fun with when you guys are generous by donating or gifting memberships or upgrading or whatever it may be. So I have no problem taking a break from serious talk and playing a silly little 10-second video. And I think the majority of you guys don't have a problem with that either. But if that annoys someone or they think it's too gimmicky or waste time, that is fair as well. Oh, the dance is like 6'7". Is section 311 at Rogers a great view? 311's on the corner. No, on the side. Yeah, that's a good view. It's fine. I think most seats in Rogers are pretty good. At least Quinn Hughes didn't go public to the press saying flat out he wanted out. Seth Jones did it. It's not the same, but Jones was already hated in Chicago. Quinn still led it for you guys. Yep, for sure. Who's the next to be traded? I don't know. I think it's any of our UFAs, but not yet. Bure was 7 years old. 7. Quinn is true class. Ring of Honor, unless he comes back. Interesting. Connor says, people who want to join Team Tank, you need to have a word with yourselves. Loser's mentality. Oh, those are strong words. Hoglander and Sherwood and a second round pick for Johnson and Chinikov. I would do that, given that Sherwood is a UFA. No rafters, Ring of Honor. Interesting. We need more Canucks on the Canucks. Yeah, it's true. It's true. There are hardly any Canadians, for sure. For sure. Well, so much here, you guys. Quinn's accomplishments are good enough to retire his number. That's the way I'm leaning. Hey, Brett, nice to see you. I don't think the team is bad enough to tank, but also Hughes isn't the only one to go. I see Garland being traded and Sherwood. Yep. Building a contender takes a long time, but shouldn't take a lifetime. That's a really, really good point. Hughes is not going to rafters, but maybe this is a good poll question for tomorrow. You put them up for loyalty, but I go back to the Bure. Tyson, I'm not sure how old you are. I'm not demeaning you at all. Maybe you're as old as me and you remember Pavel Bure, or you don't know anything about the Bure situation. But I would say Bure was our most talented forward we've ever had by far. Quinn Hughes was our most talented defenseman we've ever had by far. And they both got traded after 7 years here. Very interesting. For the rest of this month, I'm hitting, I think I'm going 27 as of now, but this could change. No, I can't go on the 27th. They're playing in San Jose. What am I talking about? What am I doing? I am going 29. No, start again. I'm not going 27 or 29, but I am going on the 30th against the Flyers, maybe the 2nd against the Kraken, and I am going 3rd versus Boston. Well, you guys, so much good stuff here, but I got to get going. It's already 12:15. There are 154 people in here, which is great. I hate cutting this short, but I do got to get up early to do a show tomorrow morning, and I have some work to do as well, as I always do on Sunday nights. But I'm so grateful for all you guys, for your generosity, for your questions, for your comments, your affirmations, and even your challenges to me. But very grateful that I was able to spend this 75 minutes with you, breaking down the game, talking more about Quinn Hughes. And let's just continue this Quinn Hughes conversation tomorrow. I think there's so much to talk about. Maybe I'll do a bit more research on draft picks, and we can talk about team tank. So I just think right now there's a lot to talk about. The Quinn Hughes, the return, the players, the whole process of him leaving, team tank or not, what prospects are out there, who's next to get traded. There is so much here, but no, can't do 2 hours tonight. I know my limits. Actually, what am I talking about? I'm a marathon man. I could go 24 hours if I want to, but right now I don't want to. Moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame franchise members, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Carol Bovenlander, legendary Brian Blingy Choi, legendary Swervin Yrvin, legendary Tom Hoglander, legendary Andrew Chang. Thank you to all of you. Thanks to my Hall of Fame and franchise members as well for your support. And thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. On your way out, like the video, subscribe, leave a late donation. Thanks to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Gassy Jack Art, and Mulligan Golf Company. And thanks to everyone who went above and beyond. This is going to be a big list, but I want to honor all of you. Nothing is perfect. Russell with the monthly membership message. Jaskrin becomes a franchise member. Swervin Yrvin donation. Harry becomes a Hall of Fame member. Helen becomes a franchise member. Swervin Yrvin donation. Swervin Yrvin gives a membership. Russell with a donation. Ricky gives a membership. Dave gifts 5 memberships. Carol donation. Calvin monthly membership message. Irwin monthly membership message. Luke donation. Calvin gives a membership. D'Lo donation. Irvin donation. D'Lo donation. Walla Walla donation. Dino with the massive dono. Dave donation. Rick. Ryan with a donation. Luke with a big donation. Actually matches Dino's 28. It has 28 Canadian. D'Lo with a donation. And then BCBC Ryan with another donation. Amazing stuff, you guys. Really appreciate you. Yeah, it was great having all of you here. And Mark, come anytime. Everyone, come back tomorrow. No Canucks After Dark tomorrow, but I will be doing a show, my own show at 11 o'clock tomorrow night. And then my open mic will likely be on Tuesday. So regular show tomorrow, but a lot more of answering questions like this. And then open mic on Tuesday. So you guys are awesome. I'm awesome. Canucks were awesome today. Zeev Buium's awesome. And for tonight only, I'll end with a Buium, not a booyah. But I'm not going to do that every night because that's a little gimmicky. And then I know someone's going to get mad at me in the chat. By the way, Ryan's trying to sell tickets to the 30th Rick Tocchet game. I can connect you if you guys want to go to that game. Email me, canuckclay@gmail.com. Sarah, thank you for the very insightful and super interactive stream. Yeah, I want to be more interactive tomorrow. Tomorrow will be no Canucks game to wrap up, maybe just practice. So much more interaction tomorrow. We'll see how big the stream is tomorrow night. But I'm grateful for all of you tonight. And yes, thanks for reminding me, Swervin Yrvin. 7:45, not only tomorrow night at 11, but tomorrow morning, 7:45. We'll see how big it is. Maybe it's bigger than usual, but I'll be having a different take on the stream for tomorrow morning. But if you're a morning person, join me at 7:45 tomorrow. Okay. Again, you're awesome. I'm awesome. We're all awesome. I hope to see you tomorrow morning and or tomorrow night. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. By the way, I went to the library recently and I asked the librarian if they had any books on the subject of paranoia. Yes, I asked her if she had any books on the subject of paranoia, and she whispered, They're right behind you. God bless. And go Canucks go. Buium.